Hello. So today I'm ranking bisexuals and pansexuals. Originally they were meant to have their own videos, but I get being confused on which character was pansexual and which character was bisexual, and then there were characters who don't identify as either, but they still love multiple genders, so it just felt easier to rank them all together. Plus pansexual and bisexual can be interchangeable with each other, so yeah, I think this is the easiest move. Yeah, I hope that's okay. Anyway, I think it's obvious who's in the last tier. Like, yeah. I talked about him when I was talking about Angel Dust in my gay video, but yeah, Valentino is just a vile, disgusting creature that deserves to be in hell, that's the least. And I really, really hope that Viv doesn't try and get him redeemed, because no, someone like that doesn't deserve to be redeemed, like, at all. Like, I don't think she would do that, but it also sounds like something, because, I mean, Steven Universe redeemed the diamonds, after all. They're not as bad as Valentino, but, like, still, like... So, fingers crossed she doesn't do that, because he is an abusive cunt that doesn't deserve redemption. And his partner, Vox, can be just as bad. So, Vox is the TV demon in hell, and he's also Val's business partner and fuck buddy, and yeah, they have a complicated relationship, to say the least. Him and so those two, and then Velvet, who I don't think is pan or bisexual, are part of the V's who run the entertainment industry in hell. And yeah, they're very corrupt. They sell, like, they own people's souls and like give them things in return that they don't actually need, and they manipulate people. They spy on people. They drug people, like, everything about them is evil. So yeah, Vox is, a little bit tiny better than Val. Just the tiniest bit, but still, it's not. And I think this one was obvious too. Like, come on, there's no doubt about that. So, yeah, Ben also sexually assaulted someone. Charlie Spring. Yeah. Ben is a lot more complex to me than that, though, because, well, Vox and Valentino are just pure evil. I actually think Ben's not evil, but, like, he's definitely not good. Not a good person at all. He's definitely working on himself to become a better person, but, like Charlie said, I don't want to be there to see that. So I'm glad that he's not in the show anymore, because, yeah. Anyway, Chaz. No. No. Chaz is just disgusting. Like, he's not really, like, because he is a bad person, because he's obviously a demon in hell, and he's part of the Hell's Mafia, but, like, he's not as bad as the last three, I would say, but he's just disgusting. Like, everything he does is, like, ew. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Pink Diamond, yes. Pink Diamond is a terrible person. Like, I think we all know that. She pretended to be Rose Quartz, and then when she saw that the Earth was, like, oh my god, I love the Earth, she was like, starting a war and pulling the strings on both sides, and then faked her death, left Spinel in space for 6,000 years. It was ridiculous. It really was. So, you deserve to be in the D tier. I really didn't want to talk about him. Jack Harkness from Doctor Who. I would have liked him. I would have, but if you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say about that. Like, we're just going to move on from that. Seahawk. Anyway, Seahawk. Seahawk's not bad, but he's so annoying. Definitely the worst character in She-Ra. Like, it's not even a contest. Like, oh my god, he's so annoying. I'm actually with Mermista. I have, a love-hate relationship, like, just like Mermista does. Like, he does his sea shanties as well, which are just, like, loud and obnoxious. And he's always, like, talking about how great he is. And it's like, I think you have some insecurities there, love. I really do. Okay, here's my most controversial take ever. Adam from Sex Education. C tier. Yeah. So, unpopular opinion, I think Adam's overrated. Like, I really do. I do like that, he figured out he was bisexual, and I like that he dated Eric for a while, and, like, blew him off, if you get me. I like the arc that where he's trying to please his dad, but whatever he does, he just fails at it, and his dad sent him to military school, and then he got kicked out because he walked in on two guys, fiddling each other. Yeah, so, I get why people like Adam, but I just think he's overrated. Like, people even said that he had the best arc in the whole show, and it's like, I don't agree with that. I actually think Amy had the best arc in the whole show, but that's just me. I don't know. Like, I get why people like him, but I just find him overrated. And the way his story ended, it felt more like it was just the beginning of the next story. Like, obviously it was at the end of the show, so, like, it was meant to be the end, but, like, it just felt weird. Maybe it's because in the last season he just felt so disattached from everyone else, like, and felt completely irrelevant. I don't know. That's just my take on it. Anyway, Casey from Atypical. C tier, yeah. The actor's non-binary, but Casey herself is she/her, so I'm gonna call Casey she/her. I am not misgendering the actual actor, so please don't think I am. So yeah, Casey, I kinda like her, but unfortunately, she falls under the trap that bisexuals are cheaters, and I despise that so much, you have no idea. Even Adam, to an extent, falls under that category, but yeah, Casey is, like, yeah, she cheated on her boyfriend with her girlfriend, so, yeah. Like, you do not understand how like, I'm mad that makes me, that bisexuals are portrayed that way, because that's not what being bisexual is. Like, it really isn't, and it really does get to me on, like such a bad level. But we're gonna move on from that. So yeah, Luna from the Loud House. We're gonna put her in B tier. Is that B tier? Yes. Like, I haven't watched the Loud House in a while. I'm not as into it as I was when I was younger, but, like, I still kind of like it. I like the premise. I like that Luna's bisexual because she seemed to have crushes on boys and girls, which is really good. So yeah, I like that she has the shortest hair of all the sisters as well. Not including Lily, obviously, because Lily's a baby. And also she has, like, what are they called? Paper clips as earrings, which I find quite unique. So yeah, I do like Luna a lot. She's probably my favorite sister, to be fair. Or maybe her and Lenny. I like Lenny as well. Anyway, Roger from American Dad. So he's definitely, I don't know if he's pansexual or bisexual, but he's one of them. You can tell. He flirts with boys, he flirts with girls, he flirts with everyone. He, like, has different personas as well, and all his different personas have different, like, husbands and wives, so yeah, it's all complicated. I don't know how any of that works, though, considering Roger's an alien and is at multiple places at once. I mean, he has super speed, and that is canon, because we've seen that multiple times, but it doesn't explain how he has kids of different people. Are they adopted? I don't know. Anyway, but Princess Bubblegum and Marceline the Vampire Queen are both in B tier. Now, I only put them here because I like their nice characters, but I just don't like Adventure Time. Oh no, another a hot take. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. It literally has everything I like in a show. It has magic, it's animated, it has good music, good characters, but there's just something in it that I can't mesh with, you know, like I did with Steven Universe or even the Amazing World of Gumball. So yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I love these two as characters. I've seen the clips of their, like, relationship progress. I like that, like, they dated and then they broke up, but then, like, they started becoming friends again, and then Marceline found out that Princess Bubblegum still has one of her shirts, which was really nice, and yeah, also they have both dated boys before, I remember that. I remember Marceline had a boyfriend, but she broke up with him because he sold her, like, favorite toy or something. I would have killed him, but that's just me. So yeah. Anyway, Glimmer, another hot take. If you remember my She-Ra ranking, Glimmer is actually one of my least favorite princesses in the show. Not the worst princess, but definitely not the best. I just, like, at first she's a bit annoying, and then she starts to get better, and then in season 4, I know she's grieving over the loss of her mom, but she just gets so insufferable, and, like, ugh. Now that I'm older, though, and I've rewatched She-Ra, like, recently, I actually am a bit more nuanced to it, and I understand her a bit more, but still, like, yeah. I mean, I feel like if I made this list a couple of, like, months ago, she would have been in C tier, so that's progression. Anyway, Lister from I Was Born for This, book by Alice Oseman. So, I'm not gonna lie, I feel worried for him because, if you don't know, he has a drinking problem, and he's always flirting with women and men, and he kissed, Jimmy, who I talked about in the last video, basically without consent, really, and then at the end, he, like, stabs himself, because he's, like, yeah, that was a bit dark, that got a bit dark for me, so, yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, so go and read, or listen to, I Was Born for This if you want more details. Also, I feel like not only you know this, Lisa Simpson is bisexual, yeah. That's, like, that wasn't just, like, a one joke, that is actually canon, like, because, obviously I've used 8-year-old Lisa, and, like, you know, sometimes kids don't know who they are, which is totally fine, but when it's seen many times when Lisa's older that she's dated boys and girls, like, she had a girlfriend for a while, but then they broke up and she got married to Milhouse, so yeah, Lisa's bisexual, and Lisa is actually my favorite Simpson. Another hot take, oh my god, a lot of hot takes in this one. I actually like Lisa in the earlier seasons, to be fair. I get why other people don't like her, but I think it's cool that she's a strong female character. Like, that's one of my favorite parts about her. Matt Groening's really good at making strong female characters, and the next one's no exception to that. I'm quite surprised I actually ranked her higher than Lisa, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Bean from Disenchantment. I've never talked about Disenchantment on the channel before, but yeah, it's not good. But I do like Bean. She's like the princess of the kingdom it takes place in, which is called Dreamland. Yeah. I like her a lot. I like that she's not like a stereotypical princess. I mean, she's not that pretty. She's got buck teeth and everything. So, yeah. I do like that, but she's kissed boys and almost got married to a boy, but then she ended up with a mermaid at the end, but I won't spoil it. If you want to watch it, I'm not actually going to recommend it to anyone, to be fair, but if you want to watch it, it's there, you know, like, don't really know what else you want me to say. Anyway, Norma from Paranormal Park. She was the first character in a cartoon to ever say, I'm bi, which I really loved. Not a lot of characters say that for some reason. I like Norma a lot. I relate to her. She's autistic as well. I think she was on my top 5 autistic characters, if you remember that video from a while ago. She was, yeah. I don't remember what number she was, though. But yeah, I do like Norma a lot. I like how she learned how, like, her special interest ended up being really bad, because her, like, favorite person, what's her name? Pauline Phoenix, turned out to be, well, a bitch. So yeah. Okay, Olaf from Sex Education is, yeah, here. Olive is actually one of my favorite characters, and I really wish she was in the last season, but they cut her out. I guess her story was sort of complete, maybe, because at first she was like, you know, I'm going to try and do a quick summary here. So, Otis, the main character's mom, was dating her dad, but they didn't know that, and then Ola and Otis started dating, and then, like, it got really awkward, because then Otis's dad moved in with Otis and his mom, and that means Ola did too, so... Yeah, that was so awkward, oh my god. And the parents were acting like this was all normal and fine, and it's like, no, it is not. What is happening right now? But then, like, Ola started, like, I think, I don't remember how quite it happened, I've only watched it once, but Ola started getting a crush on a girl, and she didn't cheat on Otis, thankfully, which at least she did one thing right, Sex Education. She actually broke up with Otis when she started getting feelings for Lily, and then her and Lily started dating, and then, like, her and Otis just started bickering like siblings who have been inside each other. But yeah, it was a really complicated situation, that. Anyway, Harley Quinn going in A tier. I've only watched the first season. I really need to catch up. I'm really surprised this is not ended yet, but it's still going now, and I'm really quite shocked at that, but I'm glad, considering it's on HBO Max. Well, Max now. You know, the worst of all the streaming services. But anyway, Harley Quinn. I like how her whole series is about her, like, as a character without the Joker, and then her and Poison Ivy start dating. I don't know if Poison Ivy is bisexual or lesbian, though, so... I might need to Google that. I should have done that. I'm sorry. But, yeah. I haven't seen how the relationship blossoms yet, but I know some people like it and some people don't, but, you know, still, it means she qualifies for this list. And I think this is the best version of Harley Quinn we've ever had, and she is quite hot. I mean, you know that I'm not attracted to girls, but I can at least appreciate when a girl is hot. Like, you know, don't know what you want me to say. Also, Sadie. Yeah, Sadie is, I don't actually know if she's bisexual or pansexual, but she's one of them because she's in a relationship with a non-binary person, therefore is attracted to more than one gender. So, yeah. So, I like Sadie. I'm really glad she didn't end up with Lars, though. Really glad, because her and Lars, they were not meant to be together. They can be friends, and they are iconic together, but I'm really glad that they didn't end up together. They were toxic, and Lars was a toxic boyfriend to her, even if they were together. I'm not sure if they were. They did do stuff, definitely. They definitely had sex, 100%. That was implied. But Sadie herself is really cool. I like how she, like, started, like, becoming a singer. That was really cool. It was great for her arc. Like, I don't really know what else to say, but Sadie's a great character, and I like her singing voice. Anyway, Gracie from, what's it called? Stray Gods. It's quite an underrated game, actually. I didn't play it, but I watched all the cutscenes. So, basically, Gracie was just a normal girl. That's how the story always starts. And one day, one of the gods, like, found her and then, like, died right in front of her. And the god's soul went into Gracie because in this game, the gods are kind of like the Avatar where, like, the soul will go into someone else. So, yeah. But then, like, all the other gods are like, oh my god, you killed her, we're gonna kill you now. And then she was like, just give me a week to find out who killed her. And then she was like, okay. And then, like, you can take different paths in the game and then end up with different people, so, yeah. And, you know, I didn't like the ending, to be honest. The ending lost me a bit. But, yeah, you can end up with different people. Like, you can end up with her best friend, who is a lesbian, I'll talk about in my lesbian ranking. Or you can end up with one of the gods who are male, or another god that's female. So, yeah, you can end up with anyone in the game, so by that extension, she's bisexual. Anyway, Asami and Korra, how could I not put them here? Like, they're, like... they were the first bisexual characters, in fact, the first LGBT characters, really, in, like, any cartoon, really. Like, a kid's cartoon. You know, I actually did a rewatch of Korra this year, and it's actually a lot better than I remember it, and even though I still prefer The Last Airbender, of course, it's better in every single way, I actually think, I don't know if this will make sense, but I actually think Korra's aged better than in The Last Airbender, because there's actually a couple of jokes in The Last Airbender that have not aged well. I won't say them here, but if you know, you know. But Korra's aged quite well with its like political like commentary. So yeah, I actually appreciate it a lot more on my rewatch. Yeah, and Korra and Asami. Asami is the best character, obviously. My favorite's Bolin, and Bolin's very hot, and I love Bolin. But Asami is, you know, wow. Anyway, Barbie Wire from Helluva Boss. Or wait, is she in this tier? No, she's in A tier. Cool. Sorry, I didn't remember. I have my tier list written down here. Barbie Wire is Blitz's sister. So when I talked about it last time with Fizzaroli, when, like, Blitz accidentally blew up their circus, it ruined Barbie's life because obviously their mom died, and then she, like, you know, started taking drugs. The hell equivalent to drugs, because in hell, like, they take drugs, like, you know, that we have, but they don't affect them. They don't affect demons the same way they affect humans, because just, so, like, basically heroin is basically a paracetamol to a demon. That's what I'm getting at. So, hell has a lot more harder drugs than that. So, she went to, like, the hell equivalent of rehab, and then, like, got out, and tried to, like, hide herself from Blitz, because she doesn't want to see Blitz ever again. But then Blitz found her, obviously, and then, like, Blitz tried to make up with her, but she was like, you know, I don't want to see you again, so go away. And we haven't seen her since, but, you know, I do like her a lot. I love her design so much as well. I love her horns. Her horns look so cool. I just feel bad for her mom having to give birth to those horns. But she is cool. Oh, sorry. I keep doing that. Troy from Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts. Kipo is Benson's boyfriend, and I like him as well. He was my favorite character but to be fair, I haven't watched Kipo in a while, so I need to watch it again to, like, see if that's still true, or if I have a different favorite character, but we'll see, I guess. I guess, I don't know what else to say about Troy. I do like that him and Benson bond over flapjacks, like, not, like, in the Owl House, like, literal flapjacks. That's kind of, like, yeah. I used to think he was hot, but, like, obviously, since I'm older now, I can't really think that now, because he's, like, 16, and we don't know a lot about him in the epilogue. Like, we just know that him and Benson have their own, like Chippy now. Like, a takeaway for you Americans that don't know what Chippy is. So, yeah. But anyway, Francis from, what's it called? Radio Silence. I talked about Aled from Radio Silence in the last one, but Francis is the main character, and I like her. She, like, struggles with what she's gonna do in her life, and then, like, and then she starts becoming friends with Aled, but then, like, they fall out because they say it's because she accidentally revealed who Aled was online, but, like, that's technically not what happened. I don't know, I feel like I might have misread that part a little, or maybe I skipped a page, I don't know. But to me, that's not quite what happened, which I found weird. But Frances is really cool, I like her. She has such, like, a normal name compared to, like, Aled as well, or all the other characters in the book as well. I almost said show. I mean, technically it does take place in the same universe as Heartstopper, but yeah. Anyway, Willow from the Owl House. Probably one of the most developed characters in the whole series, to be fair. I mean, she, like, went from, like, that shy witchling who doesn't know how to use her magic to, like, being really capable using plant magic and playing their version of, like, what's it called? Capture the Flag, called Flyer Derby, where they're on their staffs and they have to catch the flag on their staffs. I think that's really cool. And also, unpopular opinion, her relationship with Hunter was very rushed. I understand why, and that's a big FU Disney, but yeah, I thought her relationship with Hunter kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, Yeah, not out of nowhere per se, because they did have a moment, but like Hunter had a moment with all of the main characters, so yeah, that one that came out of nowhere for me. Okay, hang on, sorry about that. Sahar from Heartstopper. Come on. There you go. I didn't want to put her any higher than that because I love Sahar, but she's so underdeveloped, you know? Like, she's probably the least developed character in the Paris squad, because even I feel Imogen has more development than that. I mean, she played a bigger role in season 1, and then Sahar is in the books, but even in the book, she's not that developed. Like, she's kind of there just to even out the numbers of the Paris squad. But even then, there's 9 of them now because of Imogen, so it's like, what was the, like, yeah. So yeah, I feel like, you know, she needs more development. I do feel bad for her because she, like, likes Imogen, but then Imogen, like, kissed her at Halloween and basically treated it like a joke. And then they stopped talking for a bit, and then kissed at New Year, and then now they're in an awkward thing where, like, are they friends, or are they going to be together? Because Imogen has, like, since come out since then, so yeah. I hope, you know, knock on wood, that I get to season 4, and we get to see what happens. Okay, David from Schitt's Creek. If you know, you know, if you get the reference. David's a great character. I love him so much. He's, like, so iconic, and a lot of people do think he's gay, but no, he's pansexual. Him and what's her name? Stevie. They actually slept together in season 1, if you didn't know that. At first I was like, okay, but, like, because I did know he was pansexual, but I kind of forgot, because, like, it's kind of, they try and imply that he's gay, but it was done right. And also, I really love the way they treat his pansexuality, because his dad's just like, yeah, he's pansexual, so? And it's like, yes, thank you so much. And he's not a cheater as well, thank God. Or did he cheat on Patrick? I don't know. Patrick's his boyfriend, by the way. I talked about him in the last one. Mermista. Oh, I love Mermista. Sorry. Mermista, if you remember my Shira ranking, she's one of my favorite of all the princesses. I love her. I love her attitude. Her attitude's so relatable to me. If you combined Mermista and Entrapta, that would literally be me as a princess. Like, yeah, that's me. Obviously she gets annoyed with Seahawk as well, who we just talked about. She gets annoyed with most things as well. And she's also always eating or drinking as well. Not alcohol, which, you know, are relatable as well. So, yeah. You know, actually, no, I'm not going to say what I was about to say. Here's one that a lot of people didn't know as well. Deadpool is pansexual. Yeah. I don't know if he's ever actually dated a boy before, but he did have a wife, if you remember, but she's dead. Obviously, Deadpool is arguably the funniest superhero, well, anti-hero in all of Marvel. I've only really recently just got into Marvel, and even then, I'm not, like, you know, a die-hard Marvel fan. I'm, like, just still new to it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to watch everything in the MCU, because it's a lot, but, yeah. I did really love all the Deadpool movies, especially the new one. I think the second one might be my favorite, though. I think that's the funniest one, and I still find it weird the way they killed off his crew from the second one, but yeah. He's also been oppressed a lot because, you know, mutants get oppressed because they're seen as, like, not even humans and just disgusting things that exist. So that's lovely and sounds really relatable as well. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about him. Anyway, time for the S rank, which is going to be awkward with the, yeah. Corvo from Solar Opposites. I binged Solar Opposites recently. It was so funny. It's an unpopular opinion. It's better than Rick and Morty. I hate Rick and Morty so much, but Solar Opposites is really funny. But, yeah, Corvo. So, Corvo is probably a controversial character, considering who he was originally voiced by, who I'm not going to mention by name, because but the way they recasted him was brilliant. I think that was the best way a character's ever been recasted. And it took a while to get used to his new voice, but I prefer his new voice now. I think it's quite funny, and it suits him really well. And it's still such a brilliant way. Him and, like, Terry are, like, actually, yeah, let me put Terry there as well, because I'll just talk about him here, why not? So him and Terry are husbands. They weren't originally husbands, because the thing about Solar Opposites is that, like, which I think has better over Rick and Morty, is that the Rick and Morty family are, like, so toxic. Like, I think that's one of the bigger complaints about the show. But in Solar Opposites, it kind of works because they're not technically a family. They're, like, a crew that were stuck together. So it kind of works because of that. I mean, they are a family now because, like, they've you know, had to pretend to be one, but they are a real family now, which is really cool. But Yeah, but Terry's so funny. He's my favorite of the two, and Corville's the more serious one. Like, they are the solar opposites, in case you didn't click on that. And I think they work together really well. There is a really awkward scene where they turn invisible and they're arguing, but then they make up, and then they have makeup sex, but the makeup sex is so awkward and funny because we can't see it, but we just see a rolling pin moving up and down. Like, and then they got married and they took a honeymoon as well, which is really sweet. And they kept making the days longer and longer so their honeymoon could last even longer. Their relationship's so nice. I actually quite like it. Anyway, Bo from She-Ra. So I think he's probably my favorite male character, which there isn't a lot of, but yeah, Bo is great. I like how he wants to be an inventor, like in Trapdoor, and he sees in Trapdoor as a big inspiration. And I also like that, you know, at first he doesn't really have a crush on Glimmer. Him and Glimmer do end up together, but like he's just there as her best friend, which I like. They're the best friend squad after all. He has two dads as well, which I should have ranked them in my K video. Actually, thinking about it, I'm sorry, but yeah, I do like him a lot. In the he also there was as down as his dad's is based on the original Bo as well. I don't know if anyone knew that. You know what else happened? I watched it recently. They also did fall out with Glimmer for a while because in season 4, when like what I said about Glimmer before, there's a scene when like, you know, they're losing against the Horde, and like then they're like, you know, we need to like do something, and then like Bo and She-Ra find out about this like super weapon and like the planet, and Glimmer's like, we should use it to power ourselves up, and then obviously She-Ra knows what she's talking about, and she's like, no, because it will destroy the planet, and then Glimmer is like, I'm gonna do it anyway, bitch. And she does, and then that's how she gets kidnapped by, like, yeah. I won't say too much, but yeah, Bo falls out with her for that. But friends fall out, that's understandable. But yeah, my favorite character from She-Ra, Entrapta. I love Entrapta so much, you don't understand. No, come here. No, come on, there you go. Entrapta is so good, like, oh my god. I can't even explain how good she is. I relate to her so much, because if you didn't know, Entrapta's autistic, and she's my favorite autistic character ever made. I don't really know how else to elaborate on that. I love her hair powers. I love that she gets distracted all the time because robots are her special interest. I love that she, like, unintentionally turned on her friends and joined the Horde just because she had, like, more, like, resources to make things with. That was so funny. But she was still good deep down. She's not a villain. She just is on the side of science, which is so funny. But then she, like, got sent to, like, Beast Island, and then they had to save her, and she joined their side again, and then, like, this is where she, like, went for the best development, because she was, like, trying to, like, actually focus on helping her friends, rather than getting distracted by robots, and if you're autistic, you know how hard that is. So that was really cool of her. So yeah, and then her relationship with Hordak is really nice as well, but I won't get into that anywhere here. Husk from, what's it called, Hazbin Hotel. So yeah, he wasn't one of my favorite characters in the pilot, but I actually do like him in the show. He's voiced by Keith David, and Keith David's one of the best voice actors in the world. He just doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything. It's not a demeanor, it's just his personality, but he's always like, you know, oh my god, I can't be bothered with any of y'all. And I think it's really funny. And as you can see, he's flipping, like, Vaggie off in this picture. Him and Angel Dust's relationship I'm really excited about because, you know, he, like, made Angel Dust feel better about, like, you know, even though their traumas are totally different and it's not competition, he's been through trauma just like Angel Dust, and he, like, sang a song about how it's okay to be, like, a pathetic little mess, a loser. That's what the song's called, Loser Baby. And I'm really excited to see the relationship blossom. I hope they end up together. I mean, Angel Dust flirts with him, but Angel Dust flirts with everyone. So, yeah. He doesn't like when Angel Dust flirts with him, though, but still. But yeah, Charlie from Hazbin Hotel. Yes. She's not my favorite character, of course, but I still love her a lot. I do think the show kind of changed her a bit too much from the pilot, though, because in the pilot, like, she only swore 4 times, and also her design's better, unpopular opinion, but it is. But, like, in the show, she swears, like, every sentence, and I don't know, it feels a bit much for a character like her. I feel like a character like her would only swear if it's, like, really, like, a serious situation, like, you know, like she did. But she swore so many times in the show itself. And there's some times when, like, it just doesn't go. Like, you know, this and the song when they sing in heaven, instead of singing, like, because they're talking about how, like, demons should have the chance to be redeemed, but and then Heaven's like, no. And then, like, one of the angels, Emily, is like, you know, I can't believe you're doing this to Hell. Like, this is terrible. And then Charlie's saying, that's what the fuck I've been saying. But it's like, I feel like that's exactly what I've been saying would fit better with her character. I don't know. So she has changed most since the pilot, but I still like her. Also, Wendy from Gravity Falls. I don't even know if it's canon that she's bisexual, but I just like to, like, say it is canon. And I think it is. Wendy is, like, probably the best female character in the show. I'm sorry, Mabel. Actually, Mabel is hated a lot, and I kind of get why, but I'm like, come on, she's 12. Like, what did you do when you were 12? Ended the world, apparently. But yeah, I really do like Wendy a lot. She's one of my favorite characters. I like how, like, she's, like, no, I guess the word's tomboy? I don't know. Because her family are lumberjacks, so she can, like, climb trees and, like, cut trees down and stuff, and she's really strong as well. Like, there was an episode where a shapeshifter turned into her, and she had to fight them, and, her and Dipper have this thing, you know, where they, like, keep secrets in their mouth and throw away the key, and that's what she did to, like, prove to Dipper that she was the real Wendy, because Dipper has a crush on her, but I do like the way that Wendy let her down, like, saying that, like, you know, she's too old for him. Because it would have been problematic if they ended up together. Definitely. So I like the way they handled that. Veronica is awesome, though. If you didn't know, Veronica's pansexual. All of the sexualities of the main cast and some of the side characters were confirmed at last Pride, by the way. Veronica is one of Blitz's many exes. I like her a lot. I love her design. She's so cool. And I also like she's not really a bad person. Let me explain. So, her and Blitz dated for a while, but then, like, she said to Blitz, I love you, and Blitz has a problem with commitment and loving people, because he feels like he'll drive everyone away. So then Blitz basically leaves her and steals her credit card for horse riding lessons. So that happened. Veronica was actually genuinely hurt by this. Like, she puts on a demeanor when she's with Blitz and, like, basically, like, tears him a new one whenever she sees him. But she genuinely was hurt by him. I don't know if she, like... Well, I think she did because... Because if you didn't know, Blitz's dead name is Blitzo. So whenever someone from his past is, like, in an episode, they call him Blitzo so that you know they have an association with him. But sometimes the characters know that he doesn't want to be called that anymore, so they still call him it anyway. Like, just don't dead name people. But I was thinking if Veronica knew about that, but... I noticed how she, like, puts emphasis on the O, and then when, like, they kind of make up, she starts calling him Blitz. I am going to talk about that scene, though, because Blitz is trying to apologize to everyone he's hurt, and, you know, he talks to Veronica about it, and says how he doesn't want to be this way, and she doesn't forgive him, but you can tell by her face that she does believe him, so that's nice, but she still, like, tears him a new one and makes fun of him, so, yeah, he deserves that, at least. Luna from Helluva Boss. A lot of the basically all the characters in Helluva Boss are LGBT. I'm not a furry, I swear. Luna is awesome. There are some moments where I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, okay, let me explain. So, Luna is Blitz's adopted daughter. Technically, because hellhounds aren't seen as people in hell, they're just seen as pets and are kept in pounds. So, Blitz basically saved her because I don't know if this is canon or not, but she basically would have been euthanized when she turned 18. Or on the streets, but it's hell, so I'm going to choose to believe euthanized. And, so he saved her, and she does appreciate it deep down, but she puts in this demeanor where she doesn't like Blitz and doesn't want anything to do with Blitz. But it's because he treats her like a child rather than the adult that she is, because she's 22, the same age as me, which, yeah, treat us like adults, please. And... you know, there was one episode when, like, she goes to a party, and then Blitz goes, and then, like, she starts to see that Blitz is actually cool, and she calls him her dad for the first time, and then, like, when Blitz gets too drunk, and she takes him home, that's when she, you know, actually calls him dad, like, because he's like, you know, I'm just gonna die alone, will you be there for me, Looney? He calls her Looney, and then that's when she was like, I'll be there, Dad, and then, like, a couple episodes later, like, he asked her to be nicer to the clients, and she starts physically assaulting him, and I'm like, what? I thought you were at the point where you're calling him Dad, why are you physically assaulting him? Like, that was a bit of a what moment, so yeah, but their relationship is quite good, actually. Like, I like when they're actually just talking to each other rather than him babying her, but yeah. I don't want to talk about her too long, though. Let's move on. Moxie, Moxie is also bisexual. I feel like he's the most developed character aside from Blitz in the series. I think he gets too much development, especially compared to Millie. Give Millie more development, please. So yeah, I do like Moxie. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, his relationship with his dad, not as bad as Blitz and his dad, probably. Actually, it's probably just as bad, probably worse. His dad's a mob boss. Yeah. Him and Chaz used to date as well, but Chaz abandoned him, and that's when Moxie, like, left and never looked back and met Blitz, and then later Millie. So yeah, but the scene when, like, when Moxie's, like, you know, because his dad thinks that he's gay, and that Millie's just his beard. If you know what a beard is, then yeah. And then, like, he, like, puts dildos all over the walls, and that was so funny. And my friend even made a joke spoiling it for me. Like, they didn't spoil it, but they were like, there's dicks all in the episode. And then when I watched the episode, there were indeed dicks. And then, like, he's like, Dad, I'm bisexual. And he's like, yeah, gay. And it's like, oh my god. That was a good moment as well. That's another thing about bisexuals. Like, it's always just like, you're only one or the other. You can only like boys and girls. You can like both, dumbass. So yeah. I'm not going to talk about Moxie too long because I don't want this video to be too long. Michael from Heartstopper is pansexual. I like him a lot. I don't really know much to say about him because he's not that developed in the show, but in the books he's very developed. In Solitaire. Solitaire is about how her and Michael met, and originally it was about them ending up together, but Alice later changed Tori to asexual, which I will talk about soon. I do like Michael. I think he's perfect for Tori. They aren't technically boyfriend and girlfriend. They are partners, but they're not like a couple, if that makes sense. Because they don't care what society thinks about that, because being boyfriend and girlfriend is a societal term. You don't have to be that. But yeah, I do like the relationship a lot. I like him a lot. I think he, like, brings her out of her shell a bit, which is good. He's also an ice skater as well, and he's actually quite good at it, although he did get frustrated once when he lost one of the, competitions, which was a bit, like, yeah, but I get frustration. Anyway. Ozzy from Helluva Boss, is the king of lust. I talked about him. He's dating Fizzarali. Yeah, he's pansexual, if you didn't know. I guess I see why people are a bit annoyed that he, like, isn't lustful since he's the king of lust, but again, like I said last time, leave them alone, because it's cool when characters are more complex than, like, what their main personality is. So yeah, he talks about how lust should be an art and it shouldn't be forced, which is why, you know, he would absolutely despise Valentino. But Valentino is also trying to copy Ozzy, because obviously since Ozzy's the king of lust, you know, it's kind of what Valentino wants to be. In fact, a lot of people first mistook Ozzy when he made his debut as Valentino, but I kind of knew they were different, and that was quite, yeah, because Ozzy has two forms. He can shapeshift, and his other form does look a lot like Val, so obviously Val is trying to copy him. If you didn't know, he's also based on a rooster. Most royal demons are, like all the Goetias, and Ozzy actually is a Goetia, but he's also the king of not the king of hell, the king of lust. So that's quite cool as well. And he has 3 heads as well, but all of the sins so far have multiple limbs, which, speaking of, Queen Bee herself, oh, sorry, the Queen of Gluttony, a lot of people complained that she wasn't fat, but then they actually did add a fat character, Mimsy, on Hazbin Hotel, and people were complaining that it was anti-Semitic. So what do you want? Do you want a fat character or not? God's sake. But I kind of get why they didn't make her that. And plus, her stomach is literally a lava lamp. She probably, like, dissolves her food instantly. But I do like the fact that she's always eating, like, and always drinking as well. Like, I noticed that. Like, when she challenges Blitz to, like, a drinking match, she has a chicken leg in her hand and she, like, swallows it. And she's throwing sweets and cotton candy at everyone. Although, a lot of people also complained that she doesn't really represent gluttony that well, because there's a moment when, like, she tells Luna to go check on Blitz because he's drinking too much, and it's like, I mean, I kind of see the point, but I don't agree with that, because, again, let them be more complex than their main personality, but I think there's a difference between, like, you know, her getting people to eat and drink a lot, but then, like, her getting Luna to check on someone because they might be having a hard time. Like, I don't really see that as an issue. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway, but Blitz, we've mentioned him so many times, God. Like, how many times have I said Blitz in this video? Blitz is obviously the main character of Helluva Boss. He he has probably got the most emotional baggage out of all the characters. I don't even know what to say about that. So yeah, like I said, he burnt down his family circus and was shunned by his family for it. Lost his best friend and his sister. Feels like he's unlovable and that he just drives people away. So he just does it but himself, you know, because they're gonna go away anyway. So what's the point? The only people he hasn't drove away are Moxie, Millie, and Luna. But even then, he's worried he's gonna drive them away. It's his biggest insecurity that he's working on. I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. And again, like I said last time, Blitz is not the victim. He is a victim in a situation, but him and Stolas are just as bad as each other. So yeah. But let me just, I don't want to keep talking about them too long because I don't want to like this video to be way too long. Ida, the owl lady. Oh, I love Ida so much. I love Wendy Malick as well, who voices her. She's an awesome person. Ida is like the owl lady. She has the owl beast form, and she has so many. One of her ex-husbands, because she has a lot of ex-husbands, is actually Stan from Gravity Falls. And this is canon, by the way, because she married Stan with her fake name Marilyn, and then like stole all of his money and went for her portal door and never saw him again. And that's so funny. That's such an Ida and Stan thing. I did ship her with Stan before we found out about Rain Whispers, but yeah. Rain Whispers is her partner, by the way. They're non-binary, so I will talk about them soon, but yeah, that's how we know that Ida is multi-gender attracted. I don't know which ones specifically, but one of them. Anyway. Who is this? Oh, the Doctor. In case you didn't know, the Doctor is actually pan-romantic, so yeah. Come on. There we go. And if you didn't know that, yeah, the Doctor is pan-romantic. I really loved it. I love Doctor Who a lot. I went off it for a while, but I've gotten back into it since then, and I'm enjoying it. Me and my parents are watching it every Sunday. We'll be watching it tomorrow, actually, at the time I'm recording this, and I'm really excited about it. I've seen all of this picture in this Doctor, Shuti Gatwa's. I've seen all of his first season, but we went back to Matt Smith's, and I actually appreciate his better than I did before. And we've actually went back to Chris Eccleston's season, because I haven't seen that one. And then we're going to watch David Tennant, and then we're going to watch Peter Capaldi, and then maybe Jodie's, whatever her last name is. I don't actually know her last name, I'm sorry. So yeah, I am enjoying Doctor Who. Anyway, Luz, the protagonist from the Owl House, she is very relatable as well, though. If you didn't know, she's, bisexual, and she has ADHD, so that's probably why I relate to her a lot as well. Because she didn't fit in the human realm, and school tried to make her mom send her to this camp to try and make her normal, and her mom was pressured into it, and as someone whose mom was pressured into stuff to try and make their kid fit in as well, that hit hard. That really did. Don't worry, my mom regrets all that now. It's, like, not like a thing like, I really resent you, mom. No, we're good, don't worry. But, yeah, she was pressured by school to do things. This is why I dropped out of school, by the way. I mentioned that in another video. But yeah, Luz is really cool and relatable, and she just wants to be a witch, and she fits in better with the, witch world. They do make fun of her for being a human, but she fits in with them better than she did with the humans, so there you go. And she also eventually got her talisman, which was a snake shifter, and she ended up with Amity, and her and Amity's relationship is awesome. Hunter, though, is my favorite character from the Owl House, and I'm so glad that he qualifies for this. So, Hunter ended up with Willow, obviously, but it was confirmed by Dana Terrace, the creator of the Owl House, that he's bisexual, and I love Hunter so much. I cosplayed as him. If I cosplay a character, you know that I love them so much. I might try a Blitz cosplay one day, but that'll be really hard. But yeah, Hunter is a clone of Belos' brother. Belos is the villain, by the way, who he killed because he was going out with a witch and got a witch pregnant, but the witch's children are the Clawthorns, and Ida's a Clawthorn, meaning that they were her ancestors, meaning that her and Hunter are actually related, and that she's actually related to Belos, so that's a bit mental. Yeah, but I love Hunter a lot, and his relationship with Flapjack, wow. Alright, we're almost done. Agatha from Agatha All Along. So if you didn't know, Agatha's not a lesbian. She's actually attracted to more than one gender, but they didn't specify if she was bisexual or pansexual, which is why I did it the way I did with mixing them. Exactly the reason right here. Because I wanted to talk about Agatha, but since it's not confirmed if she's bi or pan, then we'll just mix them all together. But Agatha's so cool. I think, even though I'm like I said, I'm only just getting into the MCU, I think she might be my favorite Marvel character. I think she might be. Like, my favorite Marvel superhero is Spider-Man, but my favorite Marvel character is Agatha, because, oh my god, she's hilarious. Even though she's kind of a villain, she's hilarious. Although, I do feel bad that she kind of lost her son, although it was never really explained how. And also, she scams witches by singing the Witch's Road song, but I'm not going to spoil that, just go watch Agatha. But, was there really any doubt who number 1 was going to be? Really was there? Nick Nelson. Like, yeah. He is, the best of all the characters. I like all the bi and pan characters. I related to his arc so much, because even I googled am I gay when I was younger, when I was the same age as him, actually. And even I got emotional about it, and that scene really hit me hard, because, you know, obviously. I think I relate to him more than I relate to Charlie in some ways, because even though Charlie's anxious like me, Nick went through a lot of more similar things that I did go through. So, yeah. And his relationship with Charlie is amazing. They're the best LGBT relationship ever. I really wish that more relationships could be like them. And, yeah, and even everyone thinks that he's gay as well, but he always corrects them as, like, I'm bi, actually. And also, one time he was having an anxiety attack about coming out, and then he had a vision of, like, Tori saying, what, you're bisexual, so you're going to cheat on my brother. And, yeah, like I said before, bisexuals in the past are always portrayed as cheaters, so that made me so happy that, like, Alice actually wrote that and mentioned it, because, again, it actually annoys me that bisexuals are treated that way. Can we please stop that? Please. But, yeah, I'm not going to talk about him too long, because I don't want to drag on this video, but Nick Nelson is my favorite bisexual character. But that was my ranking. Let me know who your favorite bisexual is in the comments down below. You can say it yourself if you want. And I will be recording another one, but I'm gonna have to get the pictures, because getting the pictures for these two was quite annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna do that a better next time. But anyway, I'll see you for my I think it's lesbians we're doing next. Yeah, bye.